This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million. He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner of the $100 is Zach Ferran. He's a 22-year-old Apple employee, and he's listening to the show and loving it. For your chance to win $100 every Monday, simply subscribe to the podcast on iTunes now, and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to prove that you did it to enter. Folks, many of you reach out to me and you say, Nathan, so many guests on your show talk about the importance of batching. But whenever I try and batch, you tell me this. You go, Nathan, they don't book back-to-back times. Or they don't show up after they book. It's frustrating. The answer is, guys, you have to use smart tools. I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling at nathanlatka.com/schedule. I'll tell you specifically how I use it later on in the episode. Nathan Latka here. This is episode 591. Coming up tomorrow morning, you're going to learn from Bugsy CEO. They've raised $1.2 million and launches pricing to help you know why your mobile app crashes, okay? Why your mobile app crashes. It's kind of like a hot jar for mobile devices with the CEO, Alex Fishman. Good morning, guys. Nathan Latka here. Our guest this morning is Magnus. He's the founder and CEO of Now Interact, a machine learning SaaS platform for OmniChannel optimization. He's also the founder of Inlead, a business consultant and sales operations company, which was sold in 2010. And prior to that, he was founder of Primelog, a transportation management SaaS platform, which was sold in 2006. Magnus, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, I'm ready.
So you've been doing this whole SaaS thing for a while, huh?
Yeah, long before it called SaaS. The first company was ASP, Application Service Provider.
So take us back real quick before we get into Now Interact. In 2006, Primelog, what did that platform do?
Yeah, we started that company in 2000, right after the crash we had here in Sweden. I think we had an international crash as well, but we started that company in 2000, and what we did was, connecting transportation providers with transportation buyers to help businesses to control their flow of goods in a better way, and also the cost of transportation, and divide cost per package, get better control and visibility over the logistics. So that was what we did, and we started with the bigger companies like Ericsson, SKF, and those types of companies to get started.
And before you sold it, what was the trailing 12 months revenue?
It was about 2.5 million, roughly.
Okay. And who did you sell that to?
We sold it to a Swedish group that were building like a consultant group combined with software. So we sold it earlier than and then the plan, because the buyer was having a really, really interesting plan. And it turned out pretty well, but now I think they sold most of the other businesses, and now it's back where Primelog is the core again. So it's still running, and
That's great. What'd you sell it for?
I don't really, actually, to be honest, I don't remember. It was a while ago, and I was quite heavily diluted at that time. So
how much equity did you have when you sold it?
I got enough to buy myself a big house and not have to worry about too much about costs, and so got me to the first step of the entrepreneurial career, and a foundation to start the new company.
Magnus,
with.
Why were you so diluted? Did you have a bunch of co-founders, or you raised a bunch of capital, or what?
I had both co-founders, but we had a really, really heavy situation in Sweden at that time, because we had a tremendous crash with Boo.com, and all the venture capital were totally out of the market, and we started the company basically a few days after that crash, and I had 7 employees from the very start. I just bought a house with my family, and everything was really, really tough. So we brought in money. The money we could find, we brought in at very, very low valuation. So
how much money did you raise?
We raised roughly 1.5 million or something like that, not more than that. So
when you sold it, did you have less than 10% of the company?
Roughly 10%.
All right, and then let's fast forward. So after that, you founded Inlead. What did Inlead do?
We were actually, the idea was to help customers to sell to C-level. Instead of selling lower down in the organization, we were helping them to get higher up in the organization to get better deals and to get a better roadmap with the customers. And so we had a method to do that and help customers do that. But the idea behind it was to run those sales processes for the customer in order to capture and get data about the decision making and their needs, and start building a database across Europe and basically make money on that database instead of the sales process itself. And we did pretty well, but it turned out to be too heavy on the consultant side, so I decided to sell the company because it didn't turn out as a software play as I would like it to be, and the database itself were not as big as it should be, so it ended up being more of a consultant business, which it's interesting, but it's not what I wanted it to be. So I sold my share and went on to Now Interact.
Same question on Inlead before we get to Now Interact. What was the trailing 12 months revenue before you decided to sell your position?
1.5 million.
Okay, and most of that was professional services stuff, so it took a lot of your time.
And that was 100%, based on the time that we spent with customers. So it wasn't.
So fast forward now to Now Interact. What does it do and how do you make money?
So we are offering large businesses a software based on machine learning algorithms that helps the customers to optimize the bridge between online channels and the contact center. And we do that by personalizing how each visitor on a website is offered customer service channels like live chat, phone numbers, click-to-call options, chatbots, whatever the customer is using. We apply machine learning to offer the right channel to the right visitor, which means that the customer gets, or our customer gets less calls into the call center, more sales online. Basically, they're increasing their profit.
So if I'm paying Now Interact, you might help me know that my last website visitor was from San Francisco, so they like chatbots because you assume they're tech savvy. Versus if someone visited my website from the Midwest, maybe you show them a number to call instead of a chatbot, which might scare them.
That is on a rough level, right? But the real truth is that we are looking very, very detailed on how they are behaving on the website. So how they are clicking, how they are scrolling, the mouse movements, and we combine that data with call tracking. We track chats, we track conversations in chats, and if we combine that data and apply machine learning on it, it turns out that you can tell quite a bit from just these footprints and really predict what's going to happen, how to maximize the chance that we will sell. So basically, it's San Francisco.
So this is to close a deal, right? This is you're taking all this data in to help the salesperson close a deal.
Yeah, but it's more in a business to consumer perspective. So my wet dream is to get AT&T or Verizon or any of those big ones as a customer. So they have millions of visitors on the website. They don't want to have all these calls into the contact center. They want people to be able to self-serve, buy online, solve their customer service issues online. But they know if they take away all the contact channels on the website, phone numbers, etc., they will lose a lot of sales. So they want to pick the I don't know what you say in English, but they want to have the sales but get rid of the calls. That is just causing costs in the contact center. That's what we help them with.
Did you say your wet dream is to get AT&T paying you?
Yes.
I love that. All right. How do you make money?
So we make money selling to telcos, insurance companies, bigger e-commerce companies, energy companies, travel companies, and we deploy our technology. And we have one group randomly chosen, which is the target group where we do our thing and our optimization. And then we have one control group where we just track. And the customer can see in the dashboard exactly how much profit we add by personalizing and optimizing.
Magnus, what's the business model? Is it like
it's a SaaS model with the pay per month, but the fee is based on the value that we deliver.
Okay, so on average, what's the average customer paying you per month?
$10K per month.
Okay, and then let's kind of go back a little bit. So what year did you found the company in?
2010.
2010. All right, and have you kind of self-funded or have you raised capital?
So we raised about 100K,
in total?
And no, in the beginning, and then we built the first version of the first product, and we took it to 190K in monthly revenue, but that product was not scalable enough.
What day did you hit 100? Like, how many years in did you hit 190K MRR?
November 2012.
Okay.
But the product that we had at that time was too simple, and we went international. We found it in Sweden, and when we started the UK and the Netherlands, we found that this product is not scalable enough. The competition is too hard, so we decided to do a pivot, and we did that. 2014, we launched this product that we have right now, which is based on machine learning, and it's channel agnostic and worked on top on other products. And now we have 19 customers on that product, and we are on a MRR of 220K.
Okay. And so how much total have you raised?
We have raised 7 million. We just raised a Series A round, and we got the money on the account, late November.
That's total?
7K total, yes.
Sorry, 7 million
7
total?
Million, yes.
That includes money you raised, like including the previous round?
Yeah, so we did 2 million in total in a couple of seed rounds, and then now we did an A round with 5 million A round.
Got it. So you did the 5 million A round recently. Talk to me about kind of churn. Do you have any of your customers on your new product churned?
Yeah, one has churned until in the last 2.5 years. We have lost one customer.
Okay, so pretty low. And what is your kind of team size currently?
We have 28 people in the team. 50% is R&D, data scientists and developers. And the rest is divided 50-50 between sales and marketing and customer success.
And where are you guys based?
We have the headquarters and R&D in Stockholm, and we have most of the sales people in the UK and the Netherlands for the moment, and we are just about to start our business in the US.
And what's it cost you to acquire a new customer?
30K.
Okay, and where are you spending that money typically?
It's about 2/3 on sales and 1/3 on marketing, roughly.
Okay. When you say 2/3 on sales, like you mean like the sales salaries of the people that closed that deal?
Yes, correct. So we have like BDRs and we have salespeople meeting the customers.
And then what is it when you say 1/3 of it is marketing? Where are you spending that 10K?
It's mostly content marketing. It's very targeted marketing because we have a quite, targeted audience that we need to talk to, and so it's mostly content marketing, events and such.
And so, how much are you spending on that kind of stuff per month currently?
Currently, not too much because we just raised the money and we haven't ramped up yet. But for the year, we are looking to spend roughly. Well, 500,000 or something like that. Not too much, so it's quite light on marketing. It's a sales play a lot.
Yeah. So your hope is if you spend 500,000 at 10,000 just on marketing, and you spend about 10 grand to get a new customer just for marketing, you hope to get about 50 new clients at a $10,000 ARR or ARPU.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Very cool. So is that where the majority of it? Well, you raised 5 million and you said only 500K will go there. Where's the rest of the money going to go, or a lot of it, a majority of it?
Some is going to be invested in R&D, but most of it in sales. And for us as a European company, it's a quite big thing to go across the Atlantic and start the US operations and hire people in the US, and I will move there myself. So the budget for that expansion is taking most of the funding, to be honest. So that's where we put the money.
And if you
to get AT&T.
Yeah, there you go. You said 2012 you hit about 190K in MRR. If you could just fast forward, give us the last 2 years. In 2015, what was total revenue?
So 2015 and 2016 has been a lot about shifting out the old product and replacing it with a new one. Yep. Because we had a substantial revenue from the old product, which is not what we want going forward. So we have been on a growth rate of about 20% if you look top line, but the new product has been growing almost 100% year on year.
So last year, what did you do in revenue?
I have to think a bit here and calculate. So it's 3.5 million.
Okay, and that's between the old product winding down and the new product winding up.
Yes. So we have been quite flat on the revenue growth if you look top line, but it's all about shifting from the old one to the new product.
When you raised the 5 million, what valuation did you do it at? How'd you negotiate that?
We took in the money, I think it's about 13, 14 million pre-money.
Okay.
And I've been around for a while. I raised money before, and I know it's not about getting the best valuation. It's about the terms. And at the end of the day, I want to be able to meet with the investors on taking coffee, and I want them to be happy with the investment, because I will be well off regardless if I get this or that valuation if I succeed. So it's all about you have different stakeholders, you have employees, you have the investors, you have the customers, and you have to balance between them. So I've been around so long, so I know what's important. So the valuation as such is not the most important thing.
What are the top 3 terms that you got in the term sheet that are most important?
It's the preference structure. I mean, if you have to sell at the lower level, what happens then? It's about the lock-in. How hard are you locked in as an entrepreneur?
You mean vesting schedule specifically, or what?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not about leaving the company. It's about having that as a something to negotiate with. So that's basically it. And also the type of investor you want to have. Is it a 100 times money investor and they fail 99 out of 100 times, or is it someone who really doesn't want to lose their money? Because I have 3-4 chances in my life. The investors, they invest in hundreds of companies and they don't really care if a few of them fails. But I would care if Navigate fails. Yep. So I have to have the right investor. I know what it's like to have the wrong investors on board.
Guys, I get asked all the time, Nathan, you host all these interviews, hundreds of them per month. How do you do them efficiently? And guys, the answer is simple. People always agree to my calendar, back-to-back meetings. I batch my interviews to stay very efficient. And the way that I do it is I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling at nathanlatka.com/schedule. And the reason I use them is very simple. They keep my no-show rate very low because they send out reminders about when the interview or the meeting is coming up. And also, they make it very easy to schedule time, right? I don't have to go back and forth via email 10,000 times with people I'm trying to meet with. Okay, at nathanlatka.com/schedule. It helps me so much. And by the way, look, I have so many meetings. I'm the best at meetings. Okay, I do them back to back, very, very efficient. You guys know me. Many people say I'm the most efficient they've ever seen. Okay, so I use the tool. It's so efficient. And by the way, I got Gavin. I said, Gavin, he's the CEO. I said, I want a great deal for my people. He said, Nathan, well, most people get a 14-day trial. Isn't that great? I said, no. He's given us a 45-day free trial at nathanlatka.com/schedule. That's not going to stay up forever, so go get it now. nathanlatka.com/schedule. Very good. Magnus, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Blue Ocean Strategy.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Well, in Sweden, you have to look at Spotify, but it's not our business. So the answer is no. I'm not following any specific CEO.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like HostGator?
I would say LinkedIn. Probably a boring answer, but for me, it's LinkedIn.
Number 4, yes or no? Do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
Yes.
And what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
I'm married, have 4 kids.
Wow. And how old are you?
I'm a bit more than 40.
Okay. You got the kids working in the business yet?
No, the oldest is 15. She's been actually with me at the office and asked me why do you try to get those customers? You should go for these customers instead. And half a year later, we took that decision in the board. So she's pretty clever.
Future CEO. Yeah. So last question, Magnus. Take us back 21 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I mean, it's all about focus. You have to focus. You have to be persistent. You have to, that's when you're younger, you're a little bit more unfocused, and you see a different option coming in, and you spend too much time on distractions. So that's something I would have, wanted to know at that time.
Top Tribe, there you have it from Magnus, the founder of Now Interact. It's all about focus and being persistent. Launched the company, founded the company back in 2010, pivoted after 1 or 2 years, has a team of 20 today based between Stockholm, UK and the Netherlands. Customer-wise, they've got 19 folks paying on average 10 grand per month, doing around 220 grand in monthly recurring revenue currently. They spend about 30 grand to get a new customer. Did about 3.5 million bucks in 2016 revenue. Recently raised 5 million bucks on a 13-ish $1 million pre-money valuation. Again, focusing on investors that were in and as invested in the company as Magnus is. Magnus, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thanks.
If you enjoyed Magnus today, go back and listen to Zach yesterday. He's the CEO of Particle.io, which has raised $14 million, passed $5 million in revenue, and they're helping usher in the Internet of Things connectivity age. They're connecting coffee makers like Keurigs to the Internet, and they have 4 very interesting revenue streams. Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.